Let's drop in. Take a deep inhale together. Deep exhale and make a sound. And drop in. So the question came in, why do I say that every time we forgive, at the moment of forgiveness, time collapses? Let's look at it together and see where this investigation, this self-inquiry can lead us. Forgiveness is reference to the past always, right? We hold grudges when we strongly hold on to the past, to the events as we think we remember them. And I stress on we think simply because we never remember them as they are, as they were, but as we were and as we are. We have a lot of perceptions and biases and perceptual filters through which we look at the past. And whether it's accurate or not accurate memory, it's always a reference to the past. We can never forgive anything in the now. It's always the past. Forgiveness is a process associated with time. That's how we know time, through reference to the past and the future. If we only knew now, we would not know time. So the anger towards past is an excuse for us to believe in existence of time. We reinforce this illusion of time through our anger towards the past, that we seemingly can't, but really not choosing to forgive. Time also can be seen very easily through subject-object reality, through creation of this seemingly obvious link, seemingly obvious subject and seemingly obvious object. And then there is cause and effect. And with that comes creation of time. We look at time through causal phenomena. And phenomena, I call it phenomena because the cause and effect is not static. They are subject to perception as well, subject to perspective from where we look at the event, that we link as cause of something that is an outcome, and we call it effect. So when we work with forgiveness, we work with perception of time, manifestation of time, perception, manifestation of perception of time. If I to resolve the past, if I to resolve it completely, once and for all, I would not have the loops, mental loops that keep dropping me back into the past. It's by not forgiving the past, we attach to the past, we stay in the past. We replay the past. It's not even past that is real, that is actual, it's that past that we see in our memory library, in the library of that which we think we remember, which is not accurate memory either. It's a library of broken mirrors. So if we resolve the past completely, past disappears. Until we consciously want to return to it and look at it. But usually past comes to us, not invited. Just think how rarely you think about the past from standpoint of, oh, it was so beautiful. Once in a while we do, of course, and it's beautiful. Anything that makes us feel good is good, why not? We live for pleasure, as we think at least. We forget that we live for pain too, really. And interestingly enough, this is one of the reasons why we chase after the painful past. So we rarely consciously choose to think about the past. Past haunts us. It intrudes our memories. It interferes with things we do, distract us. Thoughts seduce us. The memories seduce us so we can go into anger, into sense of injustice, unfairness. He did that to me, she did that to me, and so we don't forgive. We don't forgive another, or we don't forgive ourselves. Oh, how could I have done that? Why didn't I have done that? So we reinforce the past for as long as we don't forgive. We reinforce appearance of time. For as long as we live in time, we are not fully conscious, because time manages us. It controls us. We unconsciously and subconsciously keep returning to perception of time. We are not awakened in the moment, any other moment than now. We are not awakened in the past. We awakened right now. We wake up and stay awakened in this very moment right now. And as soon as we move away from this moment, we are asleep again, because we are taken over by memories that are not even real, yet we believe as if they are. So we sleep, we see the dream. Like at night we sleep, and whatever appears seems for a moment very real. All the imaginary characters have their own dramas, their own kind of relationships, all sort of all sort of relationships. And then in the morning we wake up and everything disappears. But imagine you wake up in the morning and believe that everything that happened in the dream is the past. It's actual past. It's your actual life, just in the past. That would be neurotic life, wouldn't be? Yet that's how we live. And we do live neurotic life because we look at the past that has almost as much truth in it as your night dream, my night dream. But we live with this make-believe that the past is reality. Yet it's completely distorted. And distortion is a result of particular working of our mind. If you doubt that and need some theoretic basis for that, to stop believing in your memories, you can do a lot of research on your own. Look at scientific experiments. I don't need to prove you anything right now. Just look at scientific experiments if you don't have conscious acknowledgement of this to be true in your own life. Or take my training. I have a training. I have 2 trainings on that. Some modules there. One on leadership, essence-focused leadership, and one for practitioners of physio-emo-energetics. I talk a lot about biases and distortion of memories and so on and so forth. So, when we forgive, we resolve the past. And the entire past collapses into one single moment, the moment of your awakening, the moment of now. It's in the now we can sense life as it is. We can see, feel, perceive life as it is. All-inclusive, in the now, there is nobody and nothing to forgive. There is no wrongdoing or right doing. There is only that which is happening now. All there is. All-inclusive now. A moment from now, it's a different story. Now we have another perceived cause and effect. As long as they refer to what seemed to be now a moment ago, our past. Now we have again tendency to see time, tendency to draw cause and effect. And when we see effect of something, we judge it as, I like it, I don't like it. The outcome is accordingly to my preference or not. And if it's not, it brings a lot of emotions, depending on the level of your resistance or rigidity of your preferences, intensity of your attachment to preferences. If you have attachments that are strong, it will bring anger. If not so strong, maybe some other emotions, maybe sadness. You can go through entire spectrum of emotions. Anger, grief, sadness, all sort of feelings. Shame, self-blame, guilt, all that. You can do that anytime you want. And I would do it anytime I would want to, only I don't. And my invitation is, choose not to either. What for? Well, once in a while for diversity of experiences, but why choosing it as a habit? No need for this habit. No need it to be a tendency. So forgiveness does collapse time. It destroys the past. It destroys our desire to keep referring to that library of broken mirrors, where we store perceived memories and perception of time. But we have no evidence that time exists. Whether it does or does not, it's another conversation. Yet, we have no evidence whatsoever that past exists. We only know memories as we think we know them. It's all evidence we ever have. A reference to library of memories. That's it. That's all we've got. Every moment, it's all we've got. Nothing else is evidential that time exists. So forgiveness destroys that linkage between now and that hand that keeps reaching out back there in that library, in that storage of false images of false events and people who done wrong to us and we who did wrong to people and yada 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 and on and on. Forgiveness collapses time. Forgiveness collapses past. Forgiveness awakens us. It awakens us completely from the dreams of past, from the nightmares of past. Because everything that is not forgiven is a nightmare. It's a nightmare that wakes you up at night, all in sweat, that makes you wake up grumpy in the morning, drained of energy, fighting through the events of the day. Instead, the now is much simpler, and it could be simpler when there is no reference to the past in relation to now. And in now, everything is perfect. It can't be anything else. It's not only because we want to see it as perfection, but because there is nothing to compare with that would point to imperfection. Perfection exists only in comparison with something that is not so perfect. And in now, there is nothing to compare with. There is no subject-object reality in pure now. There is no even observer of now, because as soon as there is observer and the now, there is subject and object. And as soon as subject sees the object, it's not now any longer. Because the moment of seeing the connection is reference to this micro past. It's not in the now, it's just a moment before. Just try it now. And as soon as you established any subject-object connection between anything at all, you have to have reference to time. It's very micro level, it's very subtle, but you can notice it. Now is so pure, is so vast, it's so whole, it's so one. Now it is the manifestation of wholeness and oneness. Wholeness and oneness is in the now, where every form coexists simultaneously, all timelines coexist simultaneously, all someone would call them parallel realities coexist simultaneously. Everything coexists right now, right here, beautifully. Let's take a breath. Inhale and exhale with the sound and release all our resistances to hear that. All our resistances to hearing that. Let's release it together. And don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for anything I say. Just investigate it. Play with it. I can't imagine you derive to any other conclusion. Because everything I share with you at any time is something that I experienced through direct experience. And my experience is not unique in this context. Working with people for over a decade now, I can see how people struggle with forgiveness. It was astonishing to me to realize that I have to sell people on forgiveness. I have to sell the idea of forgiveness with all the benefits that come from forgiveness. I would think that it's so obvious. I want to forgive because I want to be free from pain. But apparently, we as humans have this investment in the past. Investment in the idea, conditioned idea of right and wrong. That there is some cause and some effect that objectively has to be judged. That objectively unfair, that objectively not right. We forget that those concepts are completely mental structures that depend on our conditioning. They all are matter of perceptions. So that which is to be forgiven is a matter of perception. Time is a matter of perception. Time in which that event seemingly occurred in a way how we seemingly believe it did. Forgiveness frees us from time. We become free from time every single moment we forgive. Forgive another for all the wrongdoing we assign to it, and forgive ourselves for all the shortcomings and wrongdoings we assign to ourselves. can you forgive once and for all your entire past to find yourself completely free, absolutely naked from all conditioning, all distortions, all delusions, all judgments, all fears, all regrets, and fear is a product of time. It's projecting that past that we didn't forgive onto the future. So the fear is the product of that past that is not forgiven. And now it's projected into the future. In the future that we didn't forgive in advance. Inhale, exhale, and release. Release all your past, all the attachments to the past, everything you were so resistant to forgive. Let's inhale and exhale with the sound and release. There is so much love in your heart, and so much kindness and compassion. But past pollutes it all. Unforgiven past pollutes it. It keeps it hidden, locked up, and the key is lost until you find it. And the trick is, it's right in your pocket. It's right there. The key is right there. The key is forgiveness. And step one is to realize that there is a good benefit of forgiveness. So you can allow yourself to do that. You allow yourself to drop all the resistances to forgiveness that hold you back, that hold you hostage to the past that doesn't exist, that never existed, as you remember it, as your mind invested in pain remembers it. It never existed like that. It's seen through the eyes of a person, made up character, who have chosen to believe that he or she was hurt by something. Yet nothing hurts us but our thoughts. Nothing can ever hurt us, only our thoughts about it. What would your life look like if there is nothing left to forgive? If everything is forever forgiven? Your entire past is forever forgiven. What an amazing life. Life in which you are absolutely free it would be. And as you are free, you allow others to be free from your grudges, from your charges, from your judgments, from your anger, resentments. As we free ourselves, we allow another to be free too. And so, with forgiveness, as we go through this process of forgiving, we co-create the free world. The world where every being is absolutely free to be, to love, to feel unity underneath of all charges, underneath of all grievances. Can you imagine the world that is free? And if you can imagine it, you can live it. And you can make it believe into existence. What's not forgiven imprisons us and imprisons those who we didn't forgive. And the key is in our pockets to the world that is free. Are we willing to reach out for that key? Are we willing to unlock freedom for all right in this very moment? Are we willing? Are we ready? And if the answer is not, what would it take to be? And with that question, may you drop into meditation. As you stop this recording, why don't you sit down for 10-20 minutes in silence and allow that which is not forgiven yet to present itself and to be completely released. With every breath and every blink of your beautiful eyes. I'm sending you love and would love to support you on this journey of returning to now. Enjoy your meditation and enjoy your freedom that comes with forgiveness. Much love. Much love.